Hey everybody, how are you? I am Bernadette Henry, and I'm a mental health and emotional wellness coach for busy working moms, and I help busy moms feel in control of their stress and not let the stress control you. There's a term that's used or widely used for busy working moms, and everybody always say self-care. You need self-care. You need self-care. But what exactly is self-care? Like, self-care can come in many forms. And a lot of the forms of self-care that we hear about, we associate with something physical, something tangible, something that we can touch, something with time. And self-care can be those things, but self-care is really an inside job. And if you don't fix the inside, anything that you get externally, it's not going to take away the problem. So self-care is just a term that's widely thrown around. And it's just not as simple as going to get a manicure or a pedicure or shopping therapy or going to the gym and whatever else you associate self-care with, okay? Self-care is an inside job, which includes your mental health and your emotional care, okay? Without the balance of, mental health or good mental health, or without the balance of emotional health, it's going to be hard to focus on physical health and the other things that you want to do. And why is that? So, example, if you are trying to lose weight, for example, that's physical, right? But if you're mentally stuck, you're not going to be able to pursue that goal. Like if you're emotional, like if you're sad, like a lot of people eat when they're emotional. So they do this thing called emotional eating. Now, if you're an emotional eater and you're trying to lose weight, you're not going to be able to pursue your goal of losing weight because you're eating to alleviate some kind of feeling. Another example, if you're losing sleep, you're not going to be able to work out because you're tired. You're too tired to work out. So you're not going to be able to work on that physical goal because you're so drained emotionally that you're not going to be able to focus and do that because you're just too tired, and you're just not going to be able to do it. Okay. And this is just a broad example, and not everybody goes through postpartum depression. Suppose a person, they just had a baby. And of course, when a woman's pregnant, they're excited, or most women are excited. They're excited because they carried this baby. They're about to bring this baby into the world. They're excited about dressing them up, and they're excited about kind of showing them off to people. They're just excited that they get to have a piece of them walking around, in flesh and blood. And those feelings are very, very happy feelings. But in a couple of days, you kind of start to feel differently. So, people may not tell you, okay, when this baby come home, you're going to be up around the clock because the baby has their schedule. A lot of times people will talk about the nighttime. So they'll say, oh, you're going to be up all night. But people don't say, okay, the baby sleeps every 2 hours. And so you're going to be up and down. You're not going to get sleep throughout the whole day. So by the time the baby gets to a certain hour in the night, you're just drained and exhausted. And all kind of crazy thoughts are running through your head. And not to say that every mom goes through postpartum depression. However, some of the good things that a woman or a mom may feel when they first have a baby or going through the stage of their pregnancy changes as they begin to raise this child and having to figure things out on their own. So that right there is a drain on your emotional health, and if you are sad because of these things that you're going through, it's going to affect your mental health because you're not going to be able to focus on the task at hand, which is taking care of this child. And then for some people, they just can't, the hold on the emotions has gotten so bad that they become very sad, and when you're going through these stages, it's great to have somebody to talk to. So if you're, a new mommy and you're trying to manage all of these emotions that you're going through because this is a major life change that nobody prepared you for, if you don't let it out and talk to somebody that can help you through it, it can totally consume you and you won't be there emotionally, mentally, or physically, okay? Emotionally, say for instance, you are in a relationship, right? And the relationship didn't work, right? But this person you were either in love with or you were infatuated with them. And in your heart and your mind that you want to move on, but this person has so much of a hold on you, not really them, but it's you. A lot of times we go through these things and we know that it's not good for us, but because there's a part of us that wasn't healed, we will sit there and continue to gravitate towards that person or that relationship because that part of us is not healed. You know, for example, a woman that was maybe molested as a teenager or a child, for example. And the reason why I'm bringing this example up is because that was a personal example that I know and that I've experienced and that I lived and that I worked through. And you were molested, you know, as a teenager, and you never dealt with it, or the people that should have been there for you wasn't there for you. And you grow up and you're like, okay, nobody ever protected me. Nobody ever taught me any better. Nobody ever did X, Y, and Z. So then you grow up and you start engaging in these extracurricular activities in excess because you're looking for that love and attention that you should have received way back when it first happened to you. Like, you should have received love. You should have received attention. You should have been taught, okay, this is not your fault. This is something that happened to you. Let me get you some help. Let me get you some therapy. But when you don't go through those things, you look for it elsewhere. And then you want that love. You want that protection. You want that validation from somebody else. And yeah, it feels good and at that moment, but deep down inside, you're rotten. So since you're rotten, when you start to choose these relationships, because you already feel down about yourself, you're going to gravitate towards somebody that really can't add to your self-worth. But if they are adding to your self-worth, they're adding to your self-worth in the wrong way, okay? And, you know, until you go get help, until you maybe have to go to therapy, you know, that's what it took for me. Until you go to therapy to maybe figure out why you're going through these things, you're going, and why you keep attracting the same people you're going to attract, you're going to continue to gravitate towards those people until you get that part of yourself in check, where you'll say, okay, I'm worth more. I'm worth more. I'm worth more. And if you don't know that you're worth more, guess what? You're going to gravitate towards those people that's going to make you feel good in a temporary type situation until you get your life together. Okay. So, you know, self-care is an inside job. Self-care is inside. Self-care is not a simple matter of going in the nail shop like, okay, my nails look pretty. Because guess what? That's temporary. You, like 2 weeks later or whatever it is, you're going to have to go back to the store and you're going to have to go get a manicure. Okay. If you're going shopping retail therapy, you're going to go to the store, get whatever you're going to get. You're going to wear it once or twice, and then it's a wrap. You go to the gym. If you go work out, yeah, it feels good to get that frustration out and get all the endorphins running and you kind of forget about your problems. But if you're having an emotional time, guess what you're going to do when you go home from the gym? You're going to go and have that power ice cream, or you're going to go home and resume smoking a cigarette because you just felt good for that moment. And you know, a lot of this stuff that I'm telling you, that was me. That was me. I used to smoke cigarettes before I went to the gym. I used to smoke cigarettes after I came home from the gym. True story. And that's all I'm giving y'all for now. But if you do not get your mental health in check, or if you don't get your emotional health in check, or if you don't get your physical health in check, guess what? Nothing that you do is going to work out. So it all works together. Okay. It all works together. So self-care is an inside job. And you know, whether you have to get professional help for it, whether you have to, I don't know, there's just a lot of things that you can do to get the help that you need to get help. So anyway, in light of what I'm speaking about today, I want to offer you a free ebook. I have a free ebook on 10 ways to manage stress as a busy working mom. You know, if you're a mom, you're welcome, Matea. If you're a mom, you're busy, you're stressed, because let's face it, you know, it's a lot that you have to deal with as a working mom. First, it's so many things that you have to manage. So you have to manage parenting. You have to manage the home life. You have to manage your work life. You have to manage the different relationships that you have. And then you have to manage your self-care, which is your mental health, your emotional health, and your physical health. And that's what my focus is, because first of all, I have probably been my own best client. I have been through the worst ever, and I've had to triumph and come through it all through help. Okay, you cannot do a lot of this stuff alone. You just need help. And you know, that's what I had to do for myself to get to the place where I am now. And in addition, I've worked for the past 20 years working with people that deal with either chronic medical issues or chronic mental health issues. That's what I've been doing. So this is what qualifies me to talk to you about these things, as well as me being a parent, a wife, a mom of a special needs child. Okay, so I have this free ebook, and I'm going to link the ebook in the comments. But what you can do, if you would like access to the free ebook immediately, go to BernadetteTHenry.com. BernadetteTHenry.com. I will be leaving it in the comment section. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section. And be sure to share this out with some of your mom friends who you know are stressed and they're going through and they just need some kind of encouraging word, or they may want to read this free ebook as well. So BernadetteTHenry.com. Thank you so much and have a good night.